Well, hello, everybody. How are we today? My name is Zell, and welcome to the Den. Today I have with me ShanaLeigh, and of course, she will be joining me on a journey of the world of darkness. How are you today, Shanna?
I'm doing well, Zell. I'm doing well.
Good. As you can see, for those who weren't here or who were here yesterday, I've chosen to be a little bit more, how shall we say, mysterious, dark, bloody perhaps, hence the eyes. So, for those who don't know, Vampire the Masquerade is a gaming system made by a larger universe or creator called World of Darkness, and White Wolf originally was the creator. It's been around for a long time. It's sort of akin to Dungeons and Dragons, but much more about social intrigue, kind of backstabbing, and of course, with vampires, it has everything to do with ripping people's heads off and drinking their blood and all that good stuff. But that's for the
Fun.
The uncivilized, you know. So, yeah, it has a lot of. Basically, it's like a character sheet and everything like that, so very similar to Dungeons and Dragons. You have stats and everything like that. And what these fellows have done is kind of like merged that with a choose-your-own-adventure kind of storybook. And so today we'll be creating a character, essentially, from what I can tell, out of one of three options of the clans that are available, of vampiric clans. And the story is basically set in Canada, and I kind of rode the choices once I read that there's an actual vampire story set in Canada, where, of course, I'm from. And so I was like, well, I can't let that pass up. And what better way for the Canadian, such as myself, to enter the vampiric world of interactive novels? Very popular, of course, totally not niche in any way, than by finding one that was set in the same area, or country anyway, that I am in. So yeah, and that's what we're going to do. And it should be a fun time.
It will 100% be a fun time. I'm excited.
How's it going, Cap? So Cap was here 2 days ago, and we were doing another one with Gaming with Grace. And speaking of which, we should actually give you guys shout-outs since I'm here. Sel was doing all the interactive novels. Yes, one per day, one every other day, I guess. No, I'll try and do like 1 or 2 a week. At least that I'll see if I can't throw up on YouTube at some point here, since I'm doing that. But yeah, if you don't know who ShanaLeigh is, you ought to. She is very lovely and very thankful for her today joining us.
Starts off sweet and delicious.
Hey, what is this? No.
Am I eating beans? Oh no, I'm eating the spicy worms and dying apparently.
There's no
What?
beans.
I have beans. I gave him the choice between the bean and the worm because I need to order more beans. I don't do well with spice.
They're really spicy.
If you say so. Maybe they were made of garlic. No, I'm just kidding.
There we go. They're actually garlic. I am a true vampire.
Yeah,
Welcome.
blessed by a holy man, garlic dipped in a little bit of holy water. It was good. It went
Made
down
to look like candy. They try and trick you, you know. It's very rude.
Yeah. Also, yeah, we did watch Interview with a Vampire. I love that movie. It's
That's a great movie.
yeah. Anne Rice is I think she's very good. That was one of her like earlier books too, so she just gets better with time. We do have movie
didn't have
nights.
enough wood.
This is also Gaming with Grace. Very fun person.
I don't have
of
any more.
course,
She took it all.
ought to be shouted out.
Oh.
She's amazing.
Oh.
She's amazing. A very sweet lady.
I give her a 10 out of 10.
For all the stuff I want to make with hardwood, it's 406.
I remember this clip. The last part of that is they're talking about their hardwood all the time.
I remember that.
Very classy, very classy. And yeah, for those who also don't know, we do have a Discord. Love to see you there. Smaller community, but we do have movie nights, and have lots of folks that are very awesome. Thank you. Yes, Tipsy Wolfie, of course, is also
oh my
a
god,
good
this
time.
is one of the first times Tipsy and I hung out.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the first times I convinced her to like actually hang out because she popped into my stream randomly, and I was like, "Come play this game," and convinced her to play with us.
Very nice. Capture the Jays, everybody go check him out too. He does do some streaming. He is also my mod. I need to like figure out some like decent, thank you, hotkeys for that stuff. I clipped this.
I was lucky I could relax there. Okay, just one more obstacle to get through.
Cap's a great mod and a great friend.
Yes.
Ready? Go!
Okay.
Classic. Okay, shall we get started?
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks everybody for coming out. We'll just do the intro and get all your appetites whetted.
I don't know why that sounded so inappropriate.
Why am I saying what way? All right. Let's find out what we're doing today. The plot, the power, the intrigue. I like ye. Parliament of Knives by Jeffrey Dean. Dominate undead politics through cunning and violence. Will a missing prince give you the opening to betray your sire and seize power? Or will you remain loyal? Vampire the Masquerade, Parliament of Knives is a 600,000-word interactive horror novel by Jeffrey Dean, based on Vampire the Masquerade and set in the World of Darkness shared story universe. Your choices control the story. It's entirely text-based without graphics or sound effects, and fueled by the vast, unstoppable power of your imagination. The undead Prince of Canada's capital city has disappeared, and his second-in-command, Eden Corliss, wants you to find out why. You've been loyal to Corliss since she embraced you and made you a vampire, but this could be your chance to take her place. Will you defend your sire from the accusations flying, or join forces with her rivals to bring her down? Ottawa's Court of Immortals is tight-knit and merciless, with tensions between clans that go back centuries. The prince has been missing for 4 days, and old alliances are starting to crumble. How will you leverage the political chaos to your advantage? The authorities are already on high alert against a new group of anarchs in the city, who have been breaching the masquerade by revealing their true nature. You'll have to gather evidence to demonstrate which suspects deserve punishment, and you can't afford to guess wrong. One careless word could get you stabbed in the back, staked through the heart, and left to burn in the sun. Choose from 3 clans, each with different gifts. Flaunt your coercive dominance as a Ventru, your dark stealth as a Nosferatu, or your heightened senses as a Toreador. Master the social scene and ensnare the weak in your thrall. Command your own manservant and ghoul. Attack the anarchs in the city or help them take over. Uncover the lies at the heart of Ottawa's immortal court. Romance a sheriff or a seer. Feast on the blood dolls of your charismatic ally. Play as male, female, or non-binary, gay, straight, or bi. Who will you save when the knives are out? And that's what we're doing today.
Bum, bum, bum.
Right. And so we begin Chapter 1, The Incursion. So I'll do the same thing that I did with Liz, if that serves you well enough, which is... I'll let you start, but when voices come up, kick us out rude. I just got here. Welcome, Liz. We were just talking behind your back like true vampires would.
We were saying all terrible things about you.
Of course.
Absolutely nothing great. Don't worry about it.
I feel like I need to make that background just a little bit more like this. It's not totally necessary to see the deep specifics. Yes, indeed. Love. So yeah, Liz and I were doing voices and stuff. We don't have to go that crazy or anything like that. I'm already kind of doing a certain cadence with the style, just because I can. Mm-hmm. But if you want, you can start, and then we could just take turns, like every couple of pages or whatever. And if a voice comes up that happens to be male, I'll take the male, and you can take the female, or whatever is there, I guess.
That sounds good to me.
I'll take the grotesque creature just because I'm nice that way. Whatever comes up that we don't really know what it is.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
Chapter 1. Incursion. I extend a hand to the rabble in the spirit of friendship and tolerance. Such forward thinking always foments dissent, as I might have learned by studying the mistakes of my mentor in the glory days of London before Mithra's return. Modern mortals have a saying for this: no good deed goes unpunished. From the journals of Arundel, Prince of Ottawa.
Arundel sounds like a wise prince indeed.
It does.
It's a good name too.
Isn't it the name of a city in another story?
I was thinking it's like a Disney city, or like
I think
maybe
it's a Disney city, right?
Yeah, Arundel.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds
I'm
familiar.
pretty sure. It might be spelled differently though. So.
If you want to continue.
Okay. There's blood beneath your fingernails, remnants of a nightly ritual that somehow become routine. Your hunger stirs deep within, lured by scent, but you cast it from your mind. There are more important matters afoot. The full moon casts its ruddy blessing on the blood hunt, spiriting your band of assassins through long-cast shadows among the irregular peaks and valleys of an unattended construction site. You lance through the night, a deadly arrow seeking the heart of a vampire you heard much of but never knew. Robert Ward, defected from the high society of Ottawa's Camarilla elite to endure the fifth among the clanless and anarchs. Long years of leisure befitting your rank have left your survival skills blunted, but the thrill of the hunt has brought old instincts once thought forgotten back to the surface, seething with untapped potential. You know this to be true. You can feel it in your bones. But one siren song calls above all others, driving you to distraction. There is blood beneath your fingernails.
I'm sure they'll go into some detail, but for those who don't know, the Camarilla are essentially you could call them the multi-faceted kind of gang or council of vampiric clans that have agreed to not show themselves to the mortal world for humans and such. And so they hold a very high level of secrecy and shadowy existence. And for those who break that, they're called the Anarchs. Well, they're a little bit more complicated than that, but yeah, essentially, anybody who breaks the Masquerade, who reveals the nature of a vampire to mortals, is put under a blood hunt. They are, for all intents and purposes, under the vampiric equivalent of the Sword of Damocles sort of thing, and so will have themselves hunted down to death. And yeah, it's one of the few times that you're allowed to even kill a vampire outright, is when they have that on their head. So alright, let's see what's next. Your feeding before the hunt had been a hurried one, and you'd left your victim dazed as you dabbed your mouth. Sheriff Quee impatiently ushering you to join his motley band of kindred, and mortal mercenaries for the hunt. The smell of blood on your fingertips conjures images of the mortal shivering while you slaked your thirst, their wide doe eyes glassy and empty of concern. In the decades since your embrace, you've distanced yourself from the horror of your nightly existence, not the least of which was divorcing yourself entirely from the indelicate art of finding your own victims. And so this is essentially a much more detailed or complex version of a choose your own adventure book from back in the day. I used to love those things. Like, turn to page 53. So every choice that we do, either radically or in some small way, changes the entire story, which is why this is 600,000 words, which is a pretty big chunk of space to take up for a story. And so we get our first choice. This is going to be the choice of what kind of vampire we are. I'll do this now. I reserve the right to not do this because, I'm a control freak perfectionist. And of course, this is the spirit of vampire, which means that I'm the prince here and you're going to do what I say in the end. But, allow the kindred to have their choice as well. So what I'm going to do is give everybody the option to vote in the poll for 1 minute on what will be our vampiric choice. What
I'm ready to vote.
Are we going to choose today? Number 1 is, I feed from the veritable menagerie of mortal vessels employed by a powerful kindred, Alicia Gray of the clan, Toreador. My manservant Gerard is responsible for catching and sedating my prey, while my proximity to Prince Arundel and his seneschal, my sire, Eden Corliss, afford me only the finest meals, dining on drink and drug-addled mortal elite. Okay, so this isn't choosing your own race, actually. It's just how do you get your food, essentially?
How fancy are we is the question.
Yeah. So there's a court of mortals that I just chew on. I get my buddy to say, go get me some food, bro. Or
are we spoiled rotten?
Or are we rotten, spoiled brats? Yes, precisely right. All right, 2 people voted for number 1. Feed from a veritable menagerie of mortal vessels employed by a powerful kindred, Alicia Gray of the clan Toreador. Interesting. I like it. Sounds fun. I'll just assume that I'm not going to vote because I'm going to be outvoted anyway.
You're allowed to vote. I think whatever the votes are, you should be able to add your vote to it.
I'll vote. But because there's 2, if I voted for anybody other than that one, it would have been a moot point, is what I'm saying. Okay.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead. That sounds good.
Okay. Your alliance with Alicia had been considered an unusual one in kindred circles, but your sire, Eden Corliss, accepted your regular visits to her herd of willing blood dolls as a necessary indulgence. Over the years, you managed to convince yourself that there was nothing inherently wrong or unnatural about the act of feeding on the blood of the living, but a small part of you, one that still remembers a time when your heart beat within your chest, cries out with every opportunity to remind you that you are damned. As with many other kindred, you kept your original name and aspects of your moral identity, whether as a subconscious effort to anchor your new existence in a bedrock of memorialized humanity or simple nostalgia. You cannot say for sure, but it fits you, and it is yours alone. What name tethers this unlife to a life once lived? Gabrielle, Silas, Julia, Maxwell, Dawn, or none of these are my name.
I'm gonna say that none of these are my name. I think it'd be cool to come up with one for ourselves.
Do we actually get to input our own name if we choose that? Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I just don't like. I mean, I like Gabriel, but Gabrielle is. Okay, and I said this in my previous ones. I am staunchly heterosexual, so I'll probably always play a heterosexual, and I'm staunchly male, so I'll probably always play a male, regardless of who's joining me on the journey. But
That's fine.
just to let everybody know, and that's right. Look, if you want to play this game, please, feel
Is
free.
it Gabriel or Gabrielle? I think it's Gabrielle.
That's
right?
Gabrielle, yeah. So
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
it's,
okay. I was
it's the
like- I
same
was like, did I
root,
say it
but it's
wrong?
just the feminine masculine. Yeah, you said it right. You said it right. Yeah. Silas is a cool name too, but it's just another word.
Silas is a pretty cool name.
It's another name for Peter, if I remember correctly. I think that's Peter's in the Bibles.
Is it really?
His Greek name is. Oh no, his Greek name is Peter. His Hebrew name is Silas, or vice versa. Cap, you might know this actually. I'm not sure. Back on Wi-Fi. Welcome back, Cap.
Welcome
Nice to have
back,
you here.
Kat. We were talking really poorly about you as well. I'm just
Completely.
kidding. We were not. We were saying good things.
Sort of. I mean, can you ever tell with a vampire, really? So,
All right.
what's our name? Suggestions?
You're gonna hate me,
Mhm.
but I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I feel like your name should be Angelus. It's just me.
I mean, my first call sign before Zell came along was Angelus Christos.
Really?
Yep. I still have my
I could-
accounts for that too.
That could be fitting.
Hmm. How about this? We'll do Angelus because they're going to make us pick our last name, or they
Okay.
usually do. So let's do Angelus because I'm
Okay.
totally down for that. And it's got that beautiful sense of, contrariness of the actual nature. But yes, in general, we'd be doing polls and stuff still. But we'll use Angelus, and then we can choose the last name together.
Okay. Sounds good.
You had a family name once, and though it is rarely used, a part of you still clings to its memory. Jones, Martin, Singh, Kuznetsov. Did you see how I just tried out the Russian just at a deeper level each time I said that?
I did.
Moore or Biwer?
I don't like any of these
No.
either.
Let's. How about everybody who wants to suggest a name
Yes.
puts one down, and then I'll put a poll for it. I'm going to do my own. Alexander. Wait, did you actually watch the previous episode at all?
No.
Or the- oh,
No,
our
I
first-
wasn't home when you guys were doing your thing.
Our first name for the other character is Alexander.
Shut the front door. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm willing to put it. I'm
Oh
fine with that.
no. No, I had you guys up on Lurk because I was that was the day that I was taking vodka to the vet, and so I had to
Oh,
go pick her
yes.
up and stuff. Yeah.
It's fate. All right, we'll
That's
see.
funny.
Cap, Grace, did you want to choose a name to possibly throw down? We have room for
Should be like
3.
a running theme in all of your games. Somebody has to be named Alexander, whether it's a first name or a last name. Or if you randomly decide to play a female, it could be Alexis.
That'd be sweet. I'm trying to remember the actual etymology or root meaning of Alexander and Alexis. I think it has something to do with kinglyship or something. Felix? This is a last name for the record. So it's gonna be Angelus. Angelus Alexander actually does kind of sound pretty sick. I also love alliteration, so I'd be happy with that choice.
What
My
are you
name is-
nodding on over there?
Sorry, yes, I just have bread. I haven't eaten. And
Just bread. I was like, are you eating a sandwich? What kind? Let me live vicariously, please.
I don't think people realize how much sugar is in bread. It's like, it might as well be like a muffin or something.
If it's white bread, for sure.
Alright, I started the poll. My choice would be Christensen. There's a really weird story behind why I want that one, and it actually has nothing to do with being a Christian. Although I am. And this is the greatest choice you can do on a Sunday, is play a Vampire the Masquerade game where you're going to be ripping out throats. There's a total correlation there. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But no, one of the fellas that I greatly respect, his last name is Christensen, and so for whatever reason, the idea of Angelus Christensen, not just for the parallels, of course, in the biblical kind of sense, but the character I have in mind for somebody who, like, in my actual life, it would be this guy Christensen. Like, he is the perfect example of a Ventru, like, very, very creepy.
Okay.
I just realized I was supposed to set something else up. We'll do it after. We'll do it when it comes up. I'll actually...
Okay.
I have 3 videos that are taken from 2 different video games that describe what the different clans of vampires that will be available to us. And they're pretty sick. They're like animated videos, or one of them's from Blood Hunt, so it's a video game bit.
Okay.
Oh, we have 2 and 2. Fascinating. Well, I didn't vote, and even though I'm the one who suggested Christensen, I am going to go with Alexander because I love alliteration too much. I can't help myself. I'm sorry.
I don't blame you. I love alliteration as well, so...
I feel like I'm a mix of like the Cheshire Cat and the caterpillar from Wizard of Oz. Sorry.
Caterpillar from Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, sorry. Alice in Wonderland. I was thinking of something else at the same time.
Okay. I was like, wait a second. There's a caterpillar in Wizard of Oz? When did I miss that? Like...
Looks like another dice roll. A 2-way doesn't sound as exciting as our 3 ways. I'm gonna let that one sit. You'll have to go and watch the context because it's actually funny. But anyway, moonlight glints off shards of broken glass as you creep along the length of a slowly decaying brick wall. An extended arm of the construction crew's crane shielding your party in its brooding shadow. The sound of your footsteps is masked by the rushing water of the nearby hydroelectric dam, restraining the waters of Chaudière Falls, whatever. I know I'm Canadian, I should be bilingual, but I'm not. Sheriff Quee's mortal mercenaries are arrayed like a shield around their masters in a wedge of jet black body armor and bristling semi-automatic rifles. They seem on edge tonight, professional and competent as always, but there's something in their eyes that betrays uncertainty. Even though it's hydroelectric, I'm still picturing beavers. Of course you are.
Whoa, what is that?
That is what we would call a Nosferatu. Very powerful, very secretive and capable, and I wouldn't say magic, but certainly their abilities in the vampiric realm are fairly unrivaled in terms of gathering information, sneaking around, and everything you could possibly think of that doesn't involve actually socializing, because they are grotesque horrors of the vampire world.
Okay.
Ahead of you, Bouchard raises a long, gnarled hand in warning, and you stop in your tracks. Like all kindred of the clan Nosferatu, Bouchard's appearance is monstrous and inhuman. Even his facial features are twisted and misshapen. He turns and raises a finger to his lips, a massive pus-filled boil stretching the skin impressively below the first knuckle. A part of you wonders if the old vampire misses the nightlife above ground, enjoyed by the majority of kindred not afflicted by the Nosferatu's curse. Those more familiar with him might laugh uncomfortably at your query. Bouchard has been a sewer rat long before the embrace. Ward's anarchs have set up a perimeter. He gestures at the shadowed carcass of a long-abandoned factory. Not far ahead, and you catch a brief glimpse of movement. We should cut around, over the rubble. Even his whispers grate and gurgle like the depths of a sewer. Well, there's a longer part. They weren't supposed to know we were coming, Angelus. Jordan pipes up from behind you, taking advantage of the moment to tie back wisp of messy red hair in an impromptu top knot. She may not care much for me, but Corliss is your sire. She should have been more certain before sending us in. I'm getting a bad read on this one. Eden Corliss is acting seneschal of the city, second in command to Prince Arundel himself, and also your sire, the vampire who embraced you as a mortal and brought you into the hidden world of the kindred. Did you just say hashtag Oh Canada? Oh my god.